What you put into your mind is what you're going to give, what's going to be your output, and what you're going to spread out to the world. And my life motto is: you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to be great.
Welcome to Thought Talk: Positivity in Motion. Hosted by best-selling author, speaker, and coach C. Ray Collins.
Communication is still a very important key, in making it positive is something that we don't do enough of.
C. Ray visits with members of our communities and leaders of local businesses on how they share a positive message during difficult and good times. And now, here's C. Ray.
So welcome to Thought Talk. Appreciate everybody being here today, and this is where we talk about everything positive. And today I have a special guest. She's an author, a speaker, a business owner. She's a wife, a mother. Alyssa, I appreciate you being here today, Alyssa Merritt. And we're going to talk about her book, Finding Diamonds, get to know her a little bit better. So, Alyssa, you want to first tell the audience a little bit about yourself as we get into your book?
Sure, I appreciate you having me. It's a great pleasure. Anytime I get to come and spread the word and give positive input to people, I really appreciate it. I am first and foremost a believer in God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And that's just my foundation of life. And as Claude said, I'm a mother and a wife and a podcaster and a speaker. And my husband and I own a medical educational business. And we are podcasters, speakers of motivation, inspiration, faith, hope, and love. And that's the word we like to spread. We have a Facebook page called Merritt Coaching Group. Mm-hmm. And we have daily motivation, inspiration, faith, hope, and love. And we encourage everyone to join and everyone to also add and give input.
Yeah, I've visited y'all's page several times. It really looks good. So let's talk about your book here, Finding Diamonds. I know it's a faith-based book, and I know it's a story of several women, and talks about with their faith and their struggles. And so, why don't you talk about it? Tell us about it.
Finding Diamonds is a book that came to me. We went to well, let me just start from the beginning. We decided that we needed to start a different career path, and that was to spread the word and our faith. And so we started with a podcasting seminar, and that's how we were going to start out, as podcasting, the way that we thought social media could help us spread the word the most to the biggest audience. And so from there, we went to a speaker event, and that's where we met you in San Antonio.
Right.
And at the speaker event, it was just a very spiritual event, even though that really wasn't the subject, but just the people and the like-mindedness. It was really an uplifting event. And when I came home from that, I was in a Bible study with myself, and God said, write the book, 12 women, 12 stories, 12 chapters. And the stories are where these women have humbled themselves to tell their personal story of tragedies or messes that they've maybe been in, or that they felt like they found themselves in, and maybe even desperation. And the book gives hope, motivation, inspiration, that there's another answer, and there's another way, and there is just another choice that you can choose.
And I think that's uplifting, but your story of writing this book's pretty uplifting too. Now, you've had this, God gave you this 20 years ago or something?
Yeah, 27 years ago. I was at a holiday, which was kind of the same time as now, I don't believe things are ironic. I believe God's timing is really a true thing. So 27 years ago, he put in my heart to write a book. And I was going to write about my family, but I couldn't really write about my family in the way, it was probably not as funny to everyone else as it was to me, the things that would happen in my family. So, like I said, at the event, he just talked to me again and said, write the book. And so 27 years had passed, in those 27 years, I gave myself a hard time throughout the time, like, why haven't you wrote the book? Why haven't you wrote the book? But the book, some of the stories in the book have to do with mental health and mental wellness. And this is a time that is something that's, forthcoming in our world,
Right.
that people are really struggling with their mental health. And so when I say that it might have taken 27 years to write the book, today is God's perfect timing to have the book, to give the hope and to give the inspiration to people that are struggling and people that don't know where to turn and know where to look. And these women are here to tell you that I was there, I was lost, I didn't know what to do, I was desperate, suicidal, and I found hope in my faith. And then they just turned their life around and started to put more into a relationship with God. And that gave them the hope and inspiration and motivation to write a chapter in the book.
Yeah, and I think this book will be a benefit to a lot of different people, especially the story that God first gave you this, and I guess He nudged you for 27 years and picked the right time to write the book, which means also, this time was when you find the authors, this time
Right.
when you write the book, and it just goes to show you God always has a plan. He
Right.
always has a plan. And so this Finding Diamonds, I'm kind of interested how you came up with the title.
The title came up. I wanted what I was thinking was gemstones that had been mentioned in the Bible, rubies,
Right.
something that had character and that was brilliantly made, not by man in the beginning of time, right? And so I had told my publisher, who is a great person, Michael Butler with Beyond Publishing, we both know well. And I just told him my story of what I wanted and what I wanted from the women. I wanted them to show God's grace in their life and God's mercy. And so I told him all those different things that I wanted to be, what wanted from the women and wanted in the book. And he said, finding diamonds, because diamonds, to be created in the world, they're under fire and they're under pressure,
Absolutely.
tremendous heat.
Yeah.
And then they come out sparkling, brilliant, and beautiful. And everybody wants one, right? And the bigger it is, the better it
There
is.
That's right.
And so I thought, a divine intervention.
That's right.
God gave him the right words to give me, and it was just
Yeah.
felt right.
This faith, being around faith, that one of the first things I thought about and you and I talked a little bit about this, but in the Bible we refer 12 disciples, 12 prophets, 12. Just it's all over the Bible.
Right, right.
And then when you said you had 12 writers and 12 chapters,
Right.
and I said, man, that's just biblical all the way down the line, biblical. And so with being a writer myself, sometimes I find it's difficult to find the time to write, because I try to write something every day,
Right.
whether I'm writing on a story or I'm writing a poem or
Right.
whatever. So you being a wife and business owner and children, and how you find time to write?
I've been blessed at this season in my life because I work at home. I own a business with my husband, and God just has allowed the time for me to have those moments to where I could write, and in prayer giving me the words to use, and it just flows through me. I've always been a writer type person.
Sure.
I've wrote journals, and it's just a way to express myself, and also a way to process things. So it comes easily in a way.
Yeah.
But what I want to say always doesn't come easily, like what the points I want to get across specifically
Yeah.
in a small amount of words. We had 2,500 words to write, and so
Yeah.
at first I thought, how do you fit it all in 2,500 words?
Yeah.
Well, you can just only tell a precursor, and then there's more to come.
That's right. Yeah. So now, like you mentioned that y'all do a lot on social media, you and your husband Mike, and y'all your designs and your website really looks good. First thing, when did you start getting on social media, and then do y'all have some professional help with social media?
We just started back in March of this year, so it's ironic that it's the pandemic year. Of course, I don't believe in irony, but it's the pandemic year, and it's the year that we decided that this is the time that people need to hear
the Word of God.
the Word of God and faith and hope and love, and to get rid of the desperation. And so we have just kind of done it on our own. We've had we've done some programs that have given us some guidance, and we've had a lot of great like-minded people that have given us guidance as well along the way that have been successful.
Yeah. So do y'all get much feedback from your social media? Do you get quite a bit of, everybody likes, but the comments, people give you good comments back? And
We do. We get a lot, and I have struggled with mental health myself throughout life. And so sometimes I do have self-doubt and think, who wants to hear me? Why would they want to hear me? And through our page, I believe that, God gives us that feedback, but we do get, you're inspiring, you're motivating together, you're a power couple, you powerful, the words that you speak come from your soul and your spirit and your heart, and you can feel the love. And it's a great compliment. My husband teaches every day, and I tell him, he comes home and says, I don't know, these people say this is the best class they've ever had in 30 years of being a doctor, and it just seems weird to me, like, what do you mean? And I, try to tell him, I say, not everybody gives compliments.
That's right.
Right? You have to go the extra mile to actually stop and give a compliment to someone. But it's very necessary in today's world, I think, mostly.
That's that positivity, feed your positivity. People give you compliments, it boosts your ego, starts that wave of positivity. So yeah, compliments are very important.
Right, and it helps your spirit too, builds your spirit up.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm going the right way, I'm doing the right thing, and I'm affecting people positively.
Yeah. So, your book's coming out sometime after first of the year, shortly after first of the year. Of course, you're going to have some book signings, you're going to be doing some speeches, and what else have you got planned moving forward here now?
We are planning an event, hopefully in January, that will be with my husband and some of the authors of the book. And we will have a book signing, like you said, and maybe a publishing party of the book. But definitely we will have the 12 women who want to speak and further the message, get together and talk. And my idea is to talk to, there's a lot of programs with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and all these guys, and they cost hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, and not everybody can afford that.
That's right.
So I'm looking to, reach the person, the average person of moderate income who doesn't have the money to spend that, but still needs that help and encouragement and inspiration. And so the women and I are hoping to go around and speak to those communities and to those women to give them hope. Because really, women, not as an advocate, because I think that everyone is treated equal and no one, superior. And I think that you should respect your husband in the way that the Bible speaks about. But women raise the children, and our generations seem to be, getting further and further away from faith.
That's right.
And away from what the world should be about, of love and peace and hope. And so, whereas this book is written by women and it's women's stories, I think it can help anyone that's in that mindset that needs the help and motivation and inspiration. And I think that but women itself, raising children, they need to be strong and feel confident in themselves so that they can pass that on to the next generation.
I know we kind of talked about this a little bit, but I can see where churches, women groups, and things of that nature would love for y'all to come and to speak to them. I think that'd really be great. But like I say, it is for everybody. You don't have to be faith-based. If you look for inspiration, this would be a good book to have for that. So. We always promote books. We want to definitely promote this book. So it's a little while before this comes out, and it'll be out on probably Amazon and on y'all's own Facebook page and Beyond Publishing. So we talked about your Facebook. Let's give an address. What is your Facebook address?
We are at merrittcoachinggroup.com. We like I said, we have the Facebook page, Merritt Coaching Group, And then I also have the Facebook page, Building the Tribe, which is a network of women who are like-minded and who relate to maybe the stories in the book, and they want to encourage other women who are also struggling. You know, even if you're a strong woman and you have a strong faith and you live the faithful, righteous path, you read the book and see that there are women that are struggling and they're hurting. And so it should give hope to you that you have a job and a purpose in life, if that's just to help the other women who
That's right.
don't help. You know, we all have to help each other.
Yeah, and it's good because, you know, you're not alone.
Right.
It helps tell you're not alone. And then you talk about you're building a tribe group. You know, you're stronger in a group.
Right.
You got more support and more that type of thing that goes along with a group of people that's like-minded. So
Right.
that's a great thing too. So before we end this show, is anything you'd like to talk to the audience, tell the audience, or anything?
I just would like to give encouragement, hope, and to know that there's no reason to ever give up. That there may be times in your life that you feel like you just really don't know what the next step is to take, and this book can really help give you those answers. It's a reference guide, it's a resource guide, it's one that you're going to pick up, you're going to highlight things that are in the book that the women say that have helped encourage them. You're going to write it down, make an affirmation about it. Always moving forward, because your input is what's important, and what you put into your mind is what you're going to give, what's going to be your output, and what you're going to spread out to the world. And my life motto is, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to be great. And I get nervous coming on the shows, and I think, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And so I just have to remind myself that every time. I could get nervous every time, but like I told you, you know, the show must go on,
That's
right? The word must be spread.
Go on. That's right. And you're what you're talking about, starting to get great, you know, famous or great people or inspirational people at one time, you know, they had to get started, and that's what everybody needs to do, is to get started.
Right.
So, so I want to thank you for being here. I want to wish you a happy or Merry Christmas and
Yes.
a Happy New Year. And for the audience there, I want all of you to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and stay positive. Thanks.